Hey, this here is Thursday, Groundhog's Day, and we are waking up. But the winter better stay gone. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with
Sean Salisbury, former ESPN analyst. And how about this? Vikings, Colts, and Chargers. Chargers. I lived in San Diego, 1962. I know that was earlier than you were there.
Well, a year earlier than I was born, my
See?
man. But you know what? You got the life. Listen, Hawaii, San Diego. You must be living right, my man.
Well, I wasn't always living right, you know.
I know the feeling.
Because I know you're going to talk to me about some real good concussion things, and I got beat around too, you know.
Right.
I survived all that childhood abuse and all that stuff, you know.
Absolutely.
And basically, I was telling the last guest here is that I ended up going into Skid Row.
It's amazing.
To the Super Bowl. I just celebrated 24 years of clean and everything.
Isn't it amazing? You hit rock bottom, and sometimes, as I call it, my book's I'm in a process of writing, rock bottom is a trampoline. Well, you hit rock bottom, you got to bounce back up, and I've been there.
Well, I heard if you were like me, I used to be a labor leader, and you were in with the media like this here, and we identify so much with the work that we're doing, right? Whether it's football, whether it's TV, radio.
Our self-worth gets locked up into what we do.
Absolutely.
Which you can't do.
And that's when I hit the skids.
Yep, same here.
Okay.
Same here, I know the feeling. You lose this, my dad was dying of cancer, you change careers, you go through a little controversy, you got all this chronic pain, and you put it all together and it all happens at once. It's tough not to hit rock bottom, and you're exactly right. And one problem for me is I think a lot of us, like you mentioned in this business, we become people are so focused on what you do, you almost become that. And I'm a father, you know, I'm a dad, I'm a friend, I'm a son,
right.
And you get to a point where you lose focus. Those become like fourth, fifth, and sixth, which is terrible. Or if you're married, kind of put your wife goes on the back burner, which she shouldn't. And before you know it, your whole self-worth's locked up in yourself, and your identity is locked up into your career.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, if that goes away for a minute, you go into the tank. And that's what happened to me. But you know what? I feel better than I have in a long time. And comebacks are good, and I'm glad to be a part of one.
You know what's good what you just said? See, so you and me, we took the physical abuses, we took the mental, right, with all what you just described. But tell me about this concussion thing. I need to know about what's going on right now.
Yeah, you do, and everybody does. I'm spokesperson for this and a client for Past. You can find us at pastusa.com. But what it is that we got some doctors who are doing pro bono work for every former NFL player that's ever played.
Yes.
That come in, they do extensive testing. I found out that I was pre-diabetic. Had I not gone in for shoulder surgery and wanted to get out of this dark place, they did all this extensive testing. I found that out. Found out I'm 600 points low on my testosterone, which makes you lethargic, and why I didn't want to leave my house. And you go into the tank and get depressed. I think, man, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Well, Past USA is now, and pastusa.com where you can find us.
Right.
These doctors are pro bono work, which why not? We always treat illness, but we rarely treat wellness.
Yes.
And so why not, even if you're feeling good and wonder as a former player, and even if we want this to branch out beyond football to people, just everyday people who are not playing football. But concussions are devastating. They're not only can be life changers, they can be life killers. And this can change your life. It did mine, and I think a lot of people can. These doctors, special in what we're doing, and as we continue to branch out and go into schools and kind of like a Scared Straight program to get these kids to understand how important this is.
I want to also direct everybody, I'm here with Sean Salisbury. Listen, Salisbury, my wife slipped in the bathtub and got a concussion.
Yeah, it's not just
Isn't this
football
the same thing
players.
You're talking about?
You can do it playing on the playground. You can do it falling off your bike. You can do it slipping in your kitchen. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And head trauma is a devastating thing. No matter how you get it, you can get it taken care of. At least if we can't stop it, you can at least reach out and be proactive to help yourself have a better quality of life, and that's the intention here.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about some of your playing career where you might remember?
Yeah, played 10 total years.
Whether you really did get knocked out or not knocked out?
So when I played, we called them dings.
Dings.
You know, where you didn't go in and say, and as a guy who played 10 years, sometimes starter, a lot of times backup, when you got in the game and got hit and hurt, you did not want to tell the coach.
Why not?
Because you didn't want to come out of the game.
No.
You didn't want to come out of the game. You never knew when you were going to get back in. So for me, I can remember one in specific. Got hit, fell down, hit my head on the turf, and don't remember 3/4 of the game. Finished the game, didn't tell anybody other than my tight end, Steve Jordan, who was calling the plays in the huddle for me, and all I did was go to the line of scrimmage, try to execute it. We ended up winning, and I can't tell you what happened from about late in the first quarter, early in the second quarter, till the game ended.
We call that a blackout.
That's exactly, and you play with it. So that's a perfect case in point of this macho image, which we all, with this toughness, the same things that made us get to a point where we needed to get are the same things that prevent us from going out there and seeking help when we need it, and a lot of guys need it.
Okay, now when you're talking, give me the website again.
PastUSA.com.
PastUSA.
PastUSA.com. And if you're in doubt, or if you've played as a former NFL player, please go on there. We've already had a former hockey player call us this week. I've talked to a handful of NFL players that are already talking to the doctors, trying to get themselves out there right away so that they can do this testing to fix it.
I've been wondering when you said that. When I was a kid, I grew up in Michigan. We played hockey. They took the stick and they would bat us over the head with a stick, and we didn't have helmets.
Well,
so I might be real basket case.
Well, you know what? I've always had I've been a French fry short of a Happy Meal, but you know what? At least now I feel good about it.
You cracked me up. Hey, you were the greatest analyst on television.
Thank you.
And I know that you still got some skills.
Oh, that's the one thing. I never lost those. Now it's just a matter of getting it back and being back on TV. Come right back, everything will be forgotten, we'll move forward.
Well, you're going to be on TV right now. Can you kind of take the microphone and tell them what you can break this down in a few minutes?
The game?
Of this game right now.
I think it comes. Obviously, we know the quarterback play is going to be spectacular. Neither one of these guys will choke. They're playing as well. Two quarterbacks in one game playing as well as you'll ever find in a game of this magnitude. You can't find better. They're confident. They're throwing the ball well. Two things that stick out to me on both teams, both sides of the ball. One, for the Giants, I don't believe they can play off coverage. I think they got to press. Right. I think they got to press, because if you give Brady a chance to allow his receivers to have a cushion, that ball comes out so quick, they won't have a chance to defend it regardless of how good the pass rush is. So the Giants must get pressure and pressure the receivers at the line of scrimmage. And the other hidden one, everybody thinks it's going to be a game where they pass. Don't be surprised when the Giants, they have a look what they call their NASCAR look, where it's 4 defensive ends down, not 2 defensive ends, 2 defensive tackles, 4 defensive ends, 4 smaller, fast guys. So what's going to happen is that I guarantee you the Patriots, with their big line, will line up and run right at them and try to attack the smaller guys. Don't be shocked if the Patriots run for more yards and have more effect running the ball than people thought. And I like the Giants are the better team, but I like the Patriots in the game because I won't bet against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I just won't. And if he wins it, Tom Brady, you have to now put him as, if he wins this game, 4 Super Bowl rings, has done more with less than any quarterback, elite quarterback, you have to consider him the best of all time.
You heard it right here. Sean Salisbury, ESPN former analyst. Now he's right here with Hawaii 5-0 Sports Media. We're going to give him a 1, 2, 3 aloha. You got it? You got 1, 2, 3 aloha.